So I want to talk about the habits that we pick up from our partners. So as we date more and more people, or as we stay with certain people for a considerable amount of time, we start to pick up a lot of their habits. Now, if you're married, this is fine because picking up your partner's habits and your partner picking up some of your habits can actually improve the quality of your relationship. What I am concerned about are the relationships that do not last. For example, if you are in a short term relationship with somebody, you've been dating for a year, and then you break up with this person, you have to be very wary of the type of habits that you picked up from that person while you and them were dating. And so, you have to ensure that the habits that you picked up are positive habits. Because if the habits that you have picked up from this person are actually very negative habits, they could consistently have a negative impact on your life long after the breakup. The challenge with this is that, I'll give you a simple example, is that if you have somebody, if you're dating somebody who was, let's say, an alcoholic, and they loved drinking, they loved going out and partying, and you particularly were not that type of person before you met this individual, and then you picked up that habit after you met this individual. If the two of you break up, you have to then sit down and reanalyze yourself and ask yourself whether the habit of drinking and partying is something you want to consistently do, considering the fact that the relationship has ended. And if it is something that is going to be positive to your overall growth as an individual. And if it is not, then maybe you want to consider dropping that habit as quickly as you drop the relationship. Because there are a lot of times when we pick up certain mannerisms from our girlfriends, certain mannerisms from our boyfriends, and I, in particular, I've learned that I'm a very impressionable person. There are a lot of habits that I do that a lot of people pick up from me. I'll give you an example. One of my exes used to never curse. She would never curse. But when she started dating me, just 3 months, 4 months into dating me, she was using the F word left, right, and center, and her friends grew concerned as to the impact I was having on her. And so when we broke up, he had to unlearn the ability of cursing. He had to stop cursing around her friends because that was not something she was doing before she met me. And so that type of negative behavior, if she had kept it, may have ruined her other friendships. Now, the same thing applies to you. If you have been with somebody for a considerable amount of time, you want to look at some of their positive traits and you also want to look at some of their negative traits. And if you break up with them, you want to ensure that you're not walking away with a baggage load of their negative traits and carrying that into the next relationship. Because if you do not like it in them, chances are somebody else is not going to like it in you, and it's going to affect all of your future relationships. And so if something has the ability to negatively affect all of your future relationships, you might want to take some time away from the dating game, re-identify yourself, find yourself again, come back to who you were before this relationship, and then get back out there into the dating market so that you can have more authentic experiences.